Every 3 hours and 28 minutes, a person is shot in Chicago, and every 16 hours and 53 minutes, a person is murdered, which was a pretty significant decline from last year's total of every 2 hours and 51 minutes, a person was shot, and every 13 hours and 36 minutes, a person was murdered. And around this time last year, there was a total of 258 murders, and this year, it was only 219 murders around this time, with less murders meaning less gang members dying each month, which is a good thing. But for the months of April and May, a total of 20 gang members died in Chicago, with actually some of these murders happening on camera. And these murders will start happening on April 8th, 2024. And this will be a young NLMB member. 18-year-old Michael Daniels, aka Mikey D from the NLMB set, was standing on a sidewalk at around 7:15 p.m. in the 800 block of South Phillips Avenue when someone opened fire. He was struck in the head and was taken to University of Chicago Medical Center, where he died from his injuries. Then April 9th, 2024, James Smith Jr., aka Jr. from the PBG set, was in the 6900 block of North Glenwood Avenue. With him, 33 years of age, and a 41-year-old dog walker got shot in the back. The men got out of a gray Ford Edge and opened fire at him, killing James Jr. Smith and injuring the 41-year-old dog walker. Then April 10th, only a day later, Dontius Wilson, aka G Daysky from the Spaz Gang set, was in a drive share vehicle in the 600 block of West 69th Street at around 1 a.m. when someone in a dark colored sedan blocked him in and fired shots. Dontius Wilson was shot multiple times and was taken to the University of Chicago Medical Center, where he later died. He was only 23 years of age, and the Uber driver told the news station that it was a horrifying experience, and he probably won't be driving for Uber no more. Only about 3 hours later on the same day, Dwight Rice, aka D Nice from O Block, was found outside in the 1900 block of Northport Drive at just about 6:30 p.m. His 27-year-old girlfriend was arrested for the murder and charged with domestic first-degree intentional homicide. He was only 31 years of age of his death. Then on the same day around 9:26 p.m., Tyrese Anderson, aka Ty from Chin World, was sitting in a car in the 7600 block of South Poloni Avenue when 3 male suspects approached and opened fire on foot, killing 30-year-old Tyrese Anderson and wounding another 20-year-old with him. Then 3 days later on the 13th of April, Elijah Howard, aka Nuki from Lamron, was in the 15,000 block of Central Park and Markham when someone opened fire on him, striking him multiple times. He would be pronounced dead at 3:38 a.m. Then on the same day at around 5:15 p.m., 2 men were fatally shot within minutes of each other, about a half a mile apart. Officers found 22-year-old Tyrese Patton, aka Reese from Syracuse City. They found him lying in the street in the 7700 block of Carpenton Avenue with multiple gunshot wounds. He was taken to the University of Chicago Medical Center, where he later died from his injuries. And also, a 20-year-old man was fatally shot on the sidewalk in the 7700 block of South Union, which was literally blocks away from this murder. But on the next day, another alleged young gang member would die. It was April 15th, 2024. At around 1:20 a.m., Keys Hudges, aka Cash from Fredo Boys, was in the hallway of an apartment building in the 1600 block of West 82nd Street. Striking him in the chest, he was taken to Advocate Christ Medical Center, where he was pronounced dead. Almost 2 weeks would go by before another alleged gang member would die. It would be April 28th, 2024. Police were called to the 8800 block of South Burley Avenue at about 11 p.m. when he found 33-year-old Jeremy Ray, aka Chicken from the GME set, suffering from multiple gunshot wounds to his torso. He was taken to University of Chicago Medical Center, where he was pronounced dead. That would mark a total of 9 murders for the month of April of 2024. Now going into May of 2024, these murders would start on the 1st. A man was killed and another was wounded in a shooting that Wednesday. Isarius Jones, aka OJ from the Hood Gang set, and another man was standing on the sidewalk at about 4:50 p.m. in the 6600 block of South Blackstone Avenue when someone fired multiple shots, hitting Isarius Jones in the leg and the stomach. He was taken to Chicago Medical Center, where he was pronounced dead at the age of 29. The other 33-year-old man had a graze wound to the arm and was listed in good condition. It was then 3 days later on the 4th of May of 2024, Thomas Antoine, aka T Slick from from the O Block / Lamron set, was found with gunshot wounds inside of a vehicle in the 2100 block of North Gale Avenue, but he was taken to the hospital where he later died. Then the next day on the 5th, Kokomo police officers were called to an area of Ohio Street and Richmond at approximately 3:07 p.m. when they arrived on scene and found a red Pontiac Vibe crashed into a parked semi-trailer. 21-year-old Marshawn Birch, aka 44 from the Gigi Way set, was trapped inside the vehicle and was found suffering from gunshot wounds. He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead from his injuries. This next murder would be actually caught on surveillance. It was on the same day on May 5th, 2024. 3 men were in the 7900 block of South Cottage Grove Avenue at about 5:07 p.m. when 4 people with handguns approached and opened fire. 36-year-old Tyrone McClinton, aka G-Ty from the NLMB set, was the one shot multiple times. He was taken to Chicago Medical Center where he later died from his injuries. The other men shot had non-life-threatening injuries though. Then 5 days would go by before another alleged gang member would die. It was May 10th, 2024. At around 7:20 p.m., police would find a person shot inside a car. The person found would be Lee Scott, aka 3 Feet / Lee, from the Hood Gang set, after someone waved the officers in the area to alert them that the car had been crashed. In the 6700 block of South Woodlawn Avenue, he suffered from gunshot wounds to the chest and was taken to University of Chicago Medical Center where he died. This would be the 3rd loss for Hood Gang this year, and he was a rapper too. Then 2 days later on the 12th of May, Kayla Dunbar, aka Baby KD from the Evans Mob set, was in the alley in DBC's hood in the 10,000 block of Indiana Avenue just before 5 p.m. when someone fired shots and shot him in the neck. He was taken to Christ Medical Center in Oakland in critical condition where he later died. Then 4 days later on the 20th of May, 19-year-old Matthew Tennant, aka 10 from the Kush Cowboys set, was found in a home in the 7700 block of South Thrope Street at about 1:45 p.m. He was shot in the head and was pronounced dead at the scene. Then May 24th, 2024, Cameron Jones, aka Lil KJ from the Sang Gang set, was in the 4700 block of West Polk Street when someone inside a car drove by and fired shots. He was struck in the chest and taken to Mount Sinai Hospital where he died too. He was only 19 years of age at his death. Then on the same day on the 24th, 15-year-old Coben Brown, aka Cobra from the Hood Gang set, was killed in a high-speed crash in Inglewood. He was 1 out of 5 people inside of a stolen black Honda when it was traveling at a high rate of speed down Ashland, eventually running a red light on 59th when it crashed into another car. All the other guys fled from the car, but Coben Brown died from his injuries. A handgun was recovered from the scene too. Then on May 27th, which would be our last murder and will mark the 20th murder over 2 months, DNCO Dorsey, aka Baby D from Beam Team, was in the 1400 block of South Sacramento Drive at about 6 a.m. when someone fired multiple shots, police said. He was taken to Mount Sinai Hospital where he later died. He was allegedly the main face of Beam Team and was a well-loved member. But that'll be about it for this video. Make sure you like or dislike, comment, and subscribe, and let me know down in the comments what y'all want to see next. And as always, stay blessed and stay well. Yeah, I'm out.